I think the designer will start revolting. As they gain these skills, they will realize, oh shit, what were we doing? For doing a lot of the designs, we would just maybe prototype in Cursor because that kind of lets us really interact with, the live states of the app. It just feels a lot more real than some pictures in Sigma. All this back and forth of like, the engineer built something, but it's like, I don't know, 50 pixels off, and it's like, here's wrong, here's wrong, here's wrong, here's the spec, here's my like red line. So back to the engineer.
You just built this through like prompting Cursor?
Yeah, I think when I started doing these, it really required like say more technical knowledge. But now it's like with the newer models and new like cursor features, you can almost like do anything like one shot, get something really close.
Most of designers in the industry are still just in Figma, right? They're just like making mocks. How did they become more like a Ryo?
Download cursor and then try to start something.
Okay, welcome everyone. My guest today is Ryo, head of design at Cursor. Ryo has built a pretty amazing personal operating system that feels very retro and honestly blew me away. He built it completely using Cursor and AI. So he's going to do a walkthrough of it and also use Cursor to add a new feature to his operating system without using Figma at all. And then hopefully we have some time to talk about how the Cursor team builds products. So welcome, sir.
Hey everyone, I'm Rio. I do design at Cursor. I was the first designer there. How I started there was really because I found the agents back in November last year and I got hooked and I kept making stuff.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
All right. Well, why don't we see this in action, man? I mean, you already built a lot of stuff on here, but maybe we
Yes,
can add something new to this thing.
cool.
You know?
What
Yeah.
do you want to add?
I was thinking maybe like I don't know, we saw like a calculator. Maybe we can add a snake game.
Uh-huh.
Um,
What
what
if
do you
we
think?
just kind of ask the agent to think about it?
Okay, let's add the agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try this voice thing too. I'm not sure if like I'm recording with you if this will work, but we'll try this.
Okay.
Can we make something really cool, like add a new app to the OS? Something that stuck with us through time. Let's see what happens.
And dude, you actually use cursor in live mode? I
Oh
never seen
yeah.
anyone use cursor in live mode before.
So we actually have like a new theme that is made by one of our designers. It's called Cursor Light. It's really
Okay.
nice.
Nice.
I think as I got older, like my eyes just, in the day, I just want something with more contrast.
Okay, got it.
Cool. So it's kind of like doing some research. Um,
Yep.
huh. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa.
yes, yeah. I told you it's going to make a my calculator
And
app
make a
was a good
decision
idea.
for me.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So I want to kind of show something like another way to do this.
Yeah.
So like what we just did is almost like you just ask something pretty vague, right? Like
Mhm.
I didn't say like which app I want, but it kind of did it for me.
Mhm.
What if like the agent kind of help you, think and plan and ideate? So we built this new thing called plan mode. If
Mhm.
you switch to plan mode and then hit this button again, let's see what happens. So the same kind of research will be done, but it will maybe like do it for longer,
Yeah.
and it's gonna like kind of do the research and then think of some questions uh, to ask if it's like something really ambiguous. Oh, it's
There you
already
go. Yeah.
cool. So calculator, solitaire, clock. It's all really classic. Let's do the calculator, I guess. Do the
Okay.
calculator. Let's go. Let's see what happens.
And plan mode, I mean, there's a lot of thought that went into it, but like basically the idea is to tell it not to code, right?
Sure. Or
Yeah.
I think it's more like you're still coding,
Yeah.
but you kind of do it at a higher level.
Okay.
Instead of kind of doing the low level like coding each file type of thing,
Yeah.
you kind of just think about the architecture or what do you want in it, how do you kind of specify the things you want out in the most clear way possible for the agent, and look at this as like the agent can kind of help you kind of do the first draft of the plan,
Yeah.
um, and as you kind of think about all the things that it wants to add, it will kind of, think about a lot of the implementation details, where to put things. And at the end, it's going to think, what are the individual steps I need to do to kind of do this? And
Awesome.
all I need to do is like to review. And it's good. I can just hit build. And let's actually like read a little bit here. Okay, add a calculator icon. Okay, so what if we, so I don't really have a icon yet. So what if we just say like use a placeholder for now? You can search in the icons folder, and that's it. Like I can almost like write my own spec too, or make modifications almost like in a Google Doc
Yeah.
where like PMs do like charities.
Yeah.
And okay, great. I just hit build, and it's gonna flip into this mode where it's gonna start building.
I like how the MD files like, markdown formatted and stuff.
Hmm.
It kind of looks like so I feel like people are actually going to start using cursor to make documents. Like why not? It's not just for writing code, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are already doing that. Like we notice, say like, I want to update the change log or
Mm.
want to do some documentations. People just use the cursor agent, and if it knows your code base, it can even like give you better, more real results.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So now it's making everything. Yeah.
Making the main app components.
And do you always like to get it just running locally
Yeah,
first to see it changing in real time?
yeah. I still prefer like kind of being in the driver's seat. Like I want to look at everything and
Yeah.
see it happen. But like you could imagine, like similar workflows work for say like our background agent, um, or like for say like a more defined problem, say like a bug to fix.
Hmm.
You can just send it out say through Slack or our web agent.
And I noticed that like your view here is basically just the agent and I guess the local host.
Hmm.
Uh, like that's not the default view, right? The default view has all the files and like the code
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
So Cursor used to like have this what we call like the IDE layout, kind of borrowed from VS Code.
That's right.
But we kind of start noticing like people start to like look at code less and less, and maybe the main thing they're focusing on is actually the agents, and then maybe the list of agents. Maybe they're running multiple agents. They
Got
want
it.
to see review things, or spin or like just quickly flip between them, see the states,
Yeah.
preview things in the browser, or making plans at a high level. But like if you want, you can still look at the code. Like you can just click and see what happens, and then you
Got
can
it.
still like make modifications yourself if you want.
Okay. Okay. So it ran into a bug and is fixing the bug now, right? That's
Yes.
and are you do you like the fancy stuff where you have multiple agents working at once, or do you
Ah.
try to stick to one at a time? Yeah.
I usually like spin stuff to the background more.
Okay.
Versus say like it's almost like my workflow is I usually have one main agent locally, and
Yeah.
then maybe spin like little tasks to the back.
Got it.
But we're working on a new feature called like is like making the agent work really well for like work trees, so that like you can run multiple local agents in parallel, and they will not like overwrite each other, or like you can kind of review all of them at once.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, something's wrong. Let's try fixing this. Can you fix this for me by reading what's going on in the browser?
Do you have some MCP installed, or Cursor already can read the browser
So
stuff?
we built like an internal browser automation thing.
Okay.
It works for oh shoot. It works for wait, let me fix this first. Go to I think I know what it did. It's like it kind of opened like another web server, I think.
Okay.
Haha, we need to fix this. Do, 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 do. Yeah, so we have like two types of browser integrations. You can do this like internal browser tab. You can also talk to Chrome
Okay.
if you use it. Let's see what to do here.
This episode is brought to you by Reforge Build. I took Reforge's first growth class 5 years ago, so I'm really excited to see Brian and the team expand into AI prototyping. Most prototyping tools make you start from scratch each time and produce the same purple-looking AI slop. Reforge Build learns from your design guidelines to generate prototypes that actually look like your product. You can even generate multiple variants to compare approaches side by side and collaborate with your team directly in the product. Reforge understands how product teams actually prototype better than most other companies. So check out their new product at reforge.com/Peter. Use the code BUILD for 1 month free of premium. That's reforge.com/Peter. Now back to our episode.
Nice, my states are back. Great.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like a lot of little fixes we're doing right now. But I really wanted to show like the new stuff. So let's do 1A and 2B. Make the calculator design match each system themes. That'll make it more interesting.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know about the sounds when you drag the windows, man. Maybe that's too much.
so these are actually from like the old days. So when we started on computers, I think a lot
Yeah.
of people really need more feedback. Like they don't really know like if things are moving, how to do things. If I click a button, what happened? So back in
Yep.
the days, like when you do like stuff, it would like make a lot of sounds. But as we kind of grew out of it, there's like less sounds. There's like less
Yeah, yeah.
big things, big feedback. Cool. So plan mode, we'll do some research and make a
Mhm.
plan for you. It is pretty detailed. You can kind of review if it's doing the right thing. Things are the things you want. Fisher Price style. That will be very interesting. Um, well, maybe we can just ask it to use the XP themed buttons instead. That will be easier. Cool. And for the icons, for now, use a placeholder in the icons folder. Okay. Once
Okay.
we're ready, let's hit build.
Awesome. Okay. And how do you and the team build Cursor these days? Like, do you guys mostly get the agent to make PRs, or do you watch him make stuff live? Yeah.
um, I think we basically do like a mix of things.
Okay.
It's like cursor is kind of everywhere now. I still like the local IDE to make like really quick changes, where say like it's like visual. I need to see the thing. I need
Yeah.
to tweak all the details myself. But for things like if you're just fixing some bugs that are more defined, or maybe there are just like tickets in linear,
Mm.
you can just kind of send them over to the cursor background agent. They're going to do stuff in the cloud, fix those things for you. And once they're done, you can kind of review them in the list of agents, or they will just kind of ping you in Slack. You can make a
Okay.
PR, see it. The bug bot even sometimes can maybe find some issues. And once they're done, like you can just hit merge.
Got it. Awesome. And what kind of features do you work on in Cursor? Do you mostly work on like front end features, or like you actually build like entire features with the team?
So
Yeah.
like at Cursor, I see, say, like the roles between designers, PMs, engineers, like are really muddy.
Yeah.
We kind of just do the part that kind of makes our like that does our unique strength. Use the agent to kind of tie everything. And when we need help, we can kind of assemble like people together to work on a thing.
Okay.
Maybe some of them focus more on the visuals, on interactions. Some of them focus more on, say, the infra side of things, or how do you design like a really robust architecture to scale the thing. Um, so yeah, like there is a lot less separation between roles and teams, or even
Yeah.
like tools that we use. So like for doing a lot of the designs, if they are not in the visual space, we would just maybe prototype in cursor,
Okay.
um, because that kind of lets us really interact with the live states of the app. Um, it just feels a lot more real than some pictures in Figma.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Got it. So Figma doesn't get much use
Hmm.
in the company.
Yeah. Or like I think we're still using it a lot. Sometimes like it's like in the initial phases of like exploring something,
Okay.
or maybe it's like defining some new visual patterns, or they're like kind of exploring like layouts of things. Like that's still like I think pretty quick because we're so used to doing it.
Yeah, in
As
Figma. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it working now?
I think so.
Did you actually hire a PM? Because last time I talked to Lee, there was like no PMs. So you
So
hired a
we
PM?
did not hire a PM yet,
Okay.
but we do have we have an engineer who used to be a founder. He kind of took a lot of like the more PME side of the job, and then he kind of
Got it.
became the first PM of the company. But I would still say like a lot of the PM jobs are kind of spread across the builders in the team.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Let's see if it's actually them.
Oh,
Um,
there it is. It's the Minesweeper icon.
oh, cool. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Yeah, it works.
Cool. So funny.
Nice. But but dude, make sure the math works. Does the math work? Like do like 2 plus 2. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, nice. Keyboard works too.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Nice.
Not bad.
Nice. Okay. So it basically did it in one shot because it did plan mode and wrote the spec and you
Mhm.
modified it and
Oh,
then
great.
yeah.
Many bars fixed. Haha.
Nice.
Scientific coming soon.
Do you have like a bunch of tests running for this thing so that
Mhm.
no, like
No.
in case it screws up something up that you can't see.
It does do like say, it reads the lint errors, build
Okay.
errors, console logs. I don't really do tests.
Yeah.
I mostly vibe and look at things.
Got it. Okay. So now let me ask the $1 million question. Basically, whenever I vibe code something, it always uses it always does the chassis and crap. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so how did you actually get it to look like this? Like, you just prompted it, you share some
Oh,
screenshots, or
well, if you look at the files here, so let's go to source
yeah,
components. UI. So a lot of these components are actually Shatsian components.
okay,
So in RyOS, say like all the standard controls, menus, buttons, even tabs, drop downs, dialogues, for example, they're all Shatsian.
okay,
But because Shatsian is like, it kind of duplicates the components to your working tree. It can also do like a lot of the theming variables. Like I kind
got
of
it,
built like a theming thingy where like I define a lot of different themes and then I kind of override some of the styles by hand. Um,
okay,
then you can kind of, it's almost like I do this because the AI really knows these things well because it has seen it a lot around the internet
hmm,
uh, when they're used for training. So it is really good at composing patterns that exist. And because a lot of these components are even like, Shatsian is a wrapper on Redux,
hmm,
which is like a really robust like UI library where like a lot of people have put a thought in it. They handle say like keyboard navigation, accessibility, uh, a lot of things for you. Then you don't have to like let the AI, start from scratch, which is more error prone. It's
okay,
kind of building patterns on top, and then your job becomes like like instead of making the thing look like AI slop, how do I almost like paint it in a way that fits the thing I want? But underneath, there are still like these pretty standard shared components.
okay. So basically, you build some standard chassis and components, and then you tweak the theme CSS or like some of the CSS files.
Yes, or it's almost like I built like a theming thing on top of it,
Yeah,
where you can kind of swap different styles. But like fundamentally, they are just
yeah. I
pretty
mean, I
close.
guess we're just talking about like more retro fonts and you know
Yeah.
like
So for those things are like you need to kind of really look at history,
got it.
what things like how things were made, like um, I think a lot of the details really matter for you to kind of fit all the vibes together.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, like I could say send you some pictures like what this first shot looked like versus now. Like you can kind of maybe see the difference.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you got started, yeah, that'll be useful.
Yeah.
And all these different backgrounds and icons, you just kind of use that website and drag stuff into your cursor project, right? Or like, yeah.
It's more like a almost like a research project. It's not
Okay.
like I would say like UI archaeology basically. Like I got some really old Macs. I have them at home.
Okay.
I look at them a lot, and like as you try to recreate these patterns, you kind of realize like what kind of constraints or philosophies they were thinking about.
Got it.
Yeah. So this is RyOS. It is almost like my personal playground. I kind of use this to test Cursor, all the features we make, all the different models that are available. So how I started this whole thing was I started from making this soundboard app when I was leaving Notion, joining Cursor, because when I'm in meeting rooms, I make a lot of noises. Oh no, not horrible. And I made
Okay.
a little app for the Notion friends so that they can remember me. But how this started was this looked nothing like this. It started almost like it was only this app. It was like in the Tailwind like default styles
Got it.
with chassis and it's like really bare. And also I started from kind of like I was just asking the agent, instead of like this really boring neutral style, can you make it more retro Mac OS-y?
Yeah.
And kind of did say without this window part, it kind of applied some like Google font that looks pixely. And I was like, this is getting interesting. What if we added a window? And then I put in a window and then we added a menu bar. Then I was like, what if we just make more apps? And we kind of making the apps in this order. I made like a chats app with like a fake Rio in it.
Yeah.
I made a browser. I made an iPod that actually works like a real iPod. Like it kind of completely replicates the UI and UX. Um, but it's a little special because it can also show you like lyrics and like the music video.
Yep.
And there's like more things and more things. So yeah, that's how kind of how
So
I
you kind of
started.
just built it over time, and I guess this real chat is using some API, like an OpenAI API to chat with real, or
Yeah, so Rio is actually like a multi-modal agent. If you go to the systems, all closed, clean slate now. Sorry. So turn on debug mode, and then you scroll down. Then you actually see like it's plugged into all of these models.
oh wow, okay,
So I can kind of test different like it's almost like you can kind of start tasting the different flavors of like how the models behave, or there's like really drastic differences in how they respond to you with the same prompts.
yeah.
Yeah.
And why don't you just show? Like I think I was pretty impressed by the virtual PC thing. Can you quickly show that? Yeah.
Virtual PC. Let's ask the agent. Boom. Yeah, this is like super easy. Boot it up. Oh shoot. Okay. So this is really just like a DOS emulator.
Okay.
Um, so when you click on it, it will like kind of you run like a DOS box in WebSam.
Got it. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's super
That's loud. Yeah.
simple. And you kind of like so the idea behind all of this is, um, I kind of want to show people that like all of these things are the same things. Like all
Yeah.
the apps that we use, the patterns that we use, what we do on computers are almost like the same, and it hasn't changed that much.
And you just built this through like prompting cursor, or
Hmm. Yeah,
okay.
so I think when I started doing these, it really required like say more technical like knowledge. Say like I need to instruct the agent like specifically, you need to use bun, you need to use chassis for the components, and then
Yeah.
I need to mention a lot of like details in my code base. If
Yep.
you don't do that, um, it's not going to give you good results, and then it takes like a lot of turns to do things.
Hmm.
But now it's like with the newer models and new like cursor features, you can almost like do anything like one shot, get something really like close, and all you need to do is like just tweak a little bit.
But you did have to upload a. Did you have to upload a bunch of like pixel assets and stuff for the
No,
icons?
or I did some research.
Uh
So
huh.
there is this website. Let me show you. So this is a really cool website where they kind of have a library of patterns and like things from the past, basically,
Okay.
and you can see like pixel accurate screenshots and icons and stuff. So I kind of base a lot of things on this. I found a lot of like historical assets, like they're fully accurate.
Okay.
But everything else, say like the styles on any UI controls, I kind of made them with the agent.
Wow. Okay. Awesome, dude. Oh, thanks for the demo, man. This is awesome. And
Cool.
for people who are watching this, Ryu also has a public GitHub with all the files, right? So we can
Yes.
link that in the description. Now let's talk about like how you guys work at Cursor. I think we talked about it a little bit already, but like like I guess for a feature like plan mode or any other feature you guys built, how does it start, right? Because like at like bigger companies, you have to do like, write a document, you gotta make a strategy and all this stuff. Like how do you guys do it?
I think how plan mode started with both, say, when I first started at Cursor, the thing I did was back then Cursor had chat, computer, a lot of different tabs on top. And all we did was let's merge them all and then make the default the agents.
Yep.
But the problem is like, the default letting the model decide might not actually satisfy all the things people want. Sometimes you want to do some more specific workflows, say like, I'm just asking questions, I don't want it to make any edits. Or maybe I'm like, say, when I'm doing planning, I want it to be asking me more questions. I want to maybe see some document artifact, dot 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 dot. These are still like fundamentally the agent, the same agent,
Mhm.
but you're applying different sets of configurations on it that maybe fits certain workflows or people better. And we kind of see, say for plan mode specifically, like a lot of our users are already doing this in Cursor manually.
Mhm.
But it's like there's not a really easy way for say other people to do it because they have to know like how to put this like plan prompt and then force you to write markdown in this folder and then always reference the right plan file
Yeah, yeah.
versus you'll just get it. So we built it and then we just kept playing with it and iterating on it, like using it ourselves.
So I guess maybe just like one engineer builds it and then you guys dogfood it internally.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
a lot of things happen like that. For this one, it's like I think it came from multiple sources.
Uh-huh.
There's like some early thinking when we did the most thing from me. We did some like explorations on say like I want to explore like different kinds of like editors for Cursor. Like say
Hmm.
instead of just looking at code, what else can you see?
Mm.
So we did some playing there, and then it's almost like a lot of these little ideas, plus say user really likes doing certain things. We're like, maybe we should do this. When someone makes a prototype, maybe it's a little janky, but we can see like, there's like maybe some promise here. Let's make it better.
Okay. What was the decision to make it like a markdown file that is like well formatted and stuff? Did that come from a yeah?
That came from my mocks. From like, I think I made it even before I joined Cursor. When we were just chatting, because I think like the natural revolution or evolution of where we're going is we're kind of slowly ascending up, or maybe even really quickly ascending in the levels of abstractions of how you interact with the code base, how you build software. And it could be like a lot of people think about, what is this new AI world interface? Is it just the chat? Is it just the agent? And my answer is it's probably not because there's I think more say specific um, forms of interaction that is maybe like just a lot easier and is very familiar for certain people. Um, then the problem becomes identifying what are the most universal patterns that you might or that we might need, uh, but kind of pointing them to the same thing. Like underneath is the same agent doing the same things, but maybe depending on who you are, the interface start changing, or like you
Got
can
it.
set your own priorities, and then maybe based on where you are in the workflow, if you're planning versus building versus testing, um, it can fit you better. Instead of saying just a chat, or like you're kind of throwing everything into this little box and then it's like a black hole.
Yeah, like chat is kind of you can't like I think the spec makes a lot of sense, right? Like having cursor working with cursor to write the spec and then reviewing that because like that's like where a lot of the product decisions get made. You know, like what you include and not include,
Yes.
and then yeah, like people say like the spec is dead because people just start coding. I don't think it's dead. It's just like now it's like AI assisted,
Hmm.
and now you have to review it, and then now you get the agent to do the actual work afterwards.
I feel like maybe
Yeah,
specking will become even more important.
yeah,
It's almost like as the models get better, they will be really good at implementing like exact, prompts or like specifications. And then what we're good at is maybe without a lot of specifications, the model will only make you something mediocre, like something really generic.
that's
But if
right.
you like focus your thing on, say, and specking it out, like by thinking about it, writing it down, or maybe I'm doing something more visual, or something that fits me better when I think.
Yeah.
But you use that and use that as input, put it to the agent, then they can do something better.
And like I think one of the best ways to build like products people want is like is just to kind of see how our users are trying to hack around your product, right? Like before I was using Cursor, I always told it not to code. Like, hey, just tell me what you plan to do first. So like you guys probably have some sort of beta group or something where you can see what people are doing.
So we have a group of ambassadors and a group of like what we call like nightly users. So every
Okay,
build goes out at night. They can see the latest thing that we're working on every day. There's maybe a lot of bugs, but also like good surprises.
got it.
Um, and I think we have a lot of like people really vocal on Twitter where like you get it, complaining but also loving certain things, so we can kind of gauge what people want.
Okay, but what about like longer term planning, right? Because like now, basically everyone on the team can basically just vibe code stuff in Cursor, right? Like they can use plan mode and start shipping stuff. But like, do you guys have a like some sort of like spreadsheet or roadmap or something
Hmm.
of what you guys want to do? Or yeah,
We don't really,
yeah,
and I think so. I think of it as because the world is changing faster and faster. There's like say
hmm
new models dropping every day with like new capabilities and people's like mindset changing too. What they prioritize, how they work. I think is actually more important to be a little bit more flexible and not prescriptive of each thing you're gonna do, but you build something that kind of lasts, or
yeah.
like the concepts or the foundations of everything lasts, and you kind of gradually evolve them and make them better, make them more cohesive.
Mm.
um, and like as things shift, you can start changing, what are the defaults people get. Maybe they get some new modes.
hmm
Maybe like we start expanding this concept to work better for like a team or like a big company. Maybe it's like from extending from one agent to multiple agents, running in parallel or sequentially in the background or locally. But it's like almost still rooted from the same concept or the same core ideas.
I mean, but there is kind of like a vision to basically I don't know to like let anyone build anything, right? Or is that the vision?
Or like I think that is at least my personal like why I joined Cursor basically. It's like I saw a path where it's like as the models get better, we need to build the right tools for people to kind of take away all the things the models are good at plus what they are good at in
Yeah,
the way that they're really familiar in flow.
yeah.
And they can do it just maybe just by themselves as one person, but also as you add more people with others who are maybe specialized in different areas, together as a whole, you can make so many like amazing things.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. If people can start creating by default instead of just like watching Netflix or consuming, like that would be the world would be a much better place. I think. Yeah, but but I do want to say like I do think what you just said is very important because like a lot of companies they do this kind of like planning theater where they pretend to have like a 1 year roadmap or like like a North Star Figma, right? Like a North Star Figma that's been like 3 months on. And I don't know. I just feel like the more experience I get working in these companies, and like the more I just feel like that kind of stuff is kind of like a waste of time, man. Like, I just, right? I don't know how you feel, but I just feel like you just have to like talk to users, have fast feedback loops. You kind of want to know where you're going at a fuzzy level, but like pretend you have a roadmap in this day and age is kind of like a just like a you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah, I think so. Or I think it's like there's like a little ambiguous direction we want to go to.
Yeah,
And then there's like present state of where we are. You can maybe see a little bit like steps here.
yeah,
And all you want to do is like you want the steps to kind of align to that place. And that's it.
the fuzzy direction. Yeah,
And you just keep going.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You start thinking like, what is the step here, step here, step here?
Yeah.
And then you spend a month meetings. Oh, the step should be here. No, here, 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 here. What's the point? Yeah.
And you kind of just like evolved it. Like you mentioned that interface started as just like a VS Code fork with a bunch of files, and now it's more like an agent and what the agent's building. You just kind of see it, right? Like you see more people use it that way, and like they evolve the interface.
Yeah. And I think the key idea is it is still the same cursor underneath,
Mhm.
but it can start kind of changing itself and fitting it better for anything. Like for the thing you're doing and for who you are and for your team.
Got it. But do you guys have like some sort of check and balances in place? Because like Cursor's actually in a lot of big companies now, right? Like people are trying to use this to update their production code base. So I guess you can't just do cowboy and ship whatever. You have to.
We now have like different levels of releases. The
Okay.
enterprise people get the slowest one.
I see. Okay, got it. Got it. So hopefully like you ship
So
to
before
the
it gets
consumers.
there, like all the bugs are ironed out, basically.
Okay, so you ship you ship to the consumers first, and then they complain on Twitter, and then you iron out all the bugs.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. So then, what do you guys use at Cursor? Like you mostly use Cursor, right? To just like make specs and plan mode and
Yep.
write code. You probably use Notion or
Mhm.
Linear? Like what do you guys use?
Notion,
Um,
Linear, Cursor, Figma,
okay,
pretty much.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Why don't we close on a few, like two more questions? Okay. So most of the designers in the industry are still just in Figma, right? They're just like making mocks in
Mhm.
Figma,
Mhm.
and they hand off the mock to the engineer. So let's say people want to become more like a Ryo. Like how do they become? How do they
Right.
become more like a Ryo? Yeah.
Download Cursor and then try to start something from like something simple.
Okay.
There are ways to say plug your Figma workflow to Cursor 2. You can say get the Figma NCP and like it will be able to read your Figma files. But
Yeah.
I actually recommend starting from say like a really simple base and then kind of exploring with the agent. Then you start kind of learning about these concepts. Um, and I think it's actually like really good to learn these like software concepts.
Yeah.
Maybe not like say how exactly like this TypeScript syntax works, but
Mhm.
rather like how do I structure my components? How do these things flow together, the props and stuff? Like it really helps a designer. We're basically writing software in a proxy. Like the end result of our work is still like code that gets changed.
That's right.
But maybe we're thinking about like it more on the visual level. Before it was like you do it through another artifact is kind of in pixels is like layers. It's like completely visual. Versus now you get to do the whole thing. Like you get to interact with the material,
Mhm.
with the code. You can see it, you can poke at it, you can look at how things work.
Yeah, because like you have to interact with the prototype or the code to get a feel of how it actually works. Like
Mhm.
the other abstractions are just hard to tell, like how it actually works.
Exactly. Like it's
Yeah.
not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So basically, your advice for other designers is just to like yeah, download Cursor and just start typing, start
Yeah,
building little features.
yeah. Start prototyping and trying things, and then don't be afraid,
Uh-huh.
because the agent can actually help you. Like if you run into roadblocks, just ask, fix this for me, or like copy paste the error, fix this for me.
Okay,
What did you just do? Explain it for me.
got it.
They will just tell you.
Got it. And I think it's important to because if you're working on like on these big companies, they probably won't let the designers even change the code base. So you kind of have to just do it on your own. Like you do some personal projects, put it on your portfolio, like that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
I think starting from there is good, but at
Yeah.
some point, you like I think the designer will start revolting.
Revolting.
Yeah, it's like as they
Yeah.
gain these skills, they will realize, oh shit, what were we doing? It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. It's like all this back and forth of like, the engineer built something, but it's like, I don't know, 50 pixels off and it's like all kind of weird. And then the designer needs to take some screenshots, like outline, here's wrong, here's wrong, here's wrong, here's the spec, here's my like red line. So back to the engineer, do this thing loop again, 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 again,
Yeah.
versus the designer comes in. They do the maybe the same, like, fix this, fix this, fix this, send it to in Slack at cursor, boom, it's fixed.
Yeah.
And then maybe like they come back, they look at it, it looks great. Or like, maybe it didn't work well. Okay, add this engineer. Like, can you continue that thing for me? And that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's so much of this polish and the craft is just saying like, yeah, like editing a copy and making some pixel changes,
Yes.
and yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like usually people do. Like
Mhm.
it's a waste of. It's kind of like a waste of an engineer's time to like do all this stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Or I
It's
would say it's like people care about different slices of the puzzle.
yeah,
Some people have the eyes to say see the 0 to 1 pixel offness, and then some people like their range is like 100.
got it.
But maybe they're really good at, like, I don't know, the high level system architectures or like backend stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We can leave the backend stuff to the engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Got it. Okay,
Mhm.
got it, dude. All right, dude. Well, this is awesome. And let's close with this, dude. What are your top three product or operating principles that you really believe in?
I believe in, I think it's like simplicity, but it is not minimalism.
Hmm.
It is more like at the core of what you're doing is really simple concepts, where say the architecture of things are really simple.
Okay.
But each of them kind of combine, and they're kind of like a layered experience. They multiply. They emerge in complexity. So it scales and it works better for more people for more kinds of things. But the default state of the thing is still simple.
Hmm.
That's kind of like what I want to do, so that you can kind of reach to more people, versus say you kind of constrain yourself into this little box.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, simplicity means like fewer options, fewer decisions, but like you kind of isolate it to just this group of users, this sets of problems.
Hmm.
You design like a perfect solution for those users, those problems, in the most simple way, but it kind of gets stuck there.
Hmm.
Versus say you have some, really robust low level concepts that are flexible. So like Notion, it is the blocks, the pages, the databases. With
Hmm.
all of these, you can do whatever. With Cursor, is really just say the code, the agent, the models, the tools.
Yeah.
And with all of these, and you kind of give them form, put them in the right place, merge everything, then you can almost like serve anyone, do anything, build anything.
Yeah, that's like really important, really hard to do, man. Like, let's take like Figma as an example, man. Like, I feel like if I'm a PM, I'm trying to edit a Figma file. There's like so many constraints now, like all the layout and everything. It's just like difficult to use, man. It's like, I can't even move a box around.
Yeah, it's like it's a constant fight between, like, say, rigidity, complexity, flexibility, simplicity. You need to find a balance.
Yeah.
Say like if you make the tool so pro, like PMs like you can't even do it. So they start trying to simplify it, but then like maybe that actually makes the designers who are the pros like more angry.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then how do we solve that? Do we like say split into multiple products? Do we say merge into the same product but there's like different modes? Is it like different configuration, customization options? What is it?
Hmm. And I don't think there's one answer, right? I mean,
It really depends on what you're trying to do. Like, how big is your ambition,
Got
or
it.
like, what are the core ideas of the products?
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess my refrain is maybe like I think it's like a linear value. Actually, it's like it's called simple but powerful or something. So like at a surface level, it's simple, but if you want to power user features, you can use it still. It's not
Right.
like yeah,
Yeah. Though I would make something that's more flexible than linear.
yeah, that's true. Linear is very opinionated. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool. All right, Rio. Well, where can people find you, and where can people find Rio OS?
People can go to rio.lu. You can find me on X.
And Rio OS is just os.rio.lu, right?
Yeah, os.rio.lu.
Okay. Well, I hope everyone listens to this. Maybe people can fork your GitHub or something, but like I hope everyone builds their own OS too. That's as fun as yours. Yeah.
It's gonna get even easier as the models get better. Have you seen the Gemini 3 demo?
No, man.
Yeah.
Is it coming out soon? Or
I
yeah.
think like someone tested it and then they kind of one-shotted RyOS in,
What? No way, dude.
in one HTML file.
Well, that's probably not coding best practice, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that sounds
exactly.
great.
So if you want to do the proper thing, you still need cursor.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, thanks so much for your time, man. This is awesome. Yeah.
Cool. See ya.
Take care. Peace.